And now, the top stories covering the corridor tonight. Iowa is experiencing a serious dry spell. Several counties have already claimed dry conditions. It's not just a concern for farmers anymore. Firefighters say it can affect everyone. It's just something about being outdoors in the summer that's very enticing.
It's great. You get a tan, take a little guy out for a little walk and get him some sun.
Whether it's taking a walk around the park or, if you like the Vicks, taking advantage of a perfect day for flying a kite.
It's Father's Day, and my daughter and her husband and 2 kids decided to come to the park I thought we were going to shoot off rockets, but we're going to fly kites instead because it's too windy.
While today might be the perfect day for outdoor fun, it is sparking some concern for some. Take, for instance, this dry ground here. Throwing something as simple as a cigarette out of a window onto this dry grass could start a major fire.
If you look outside, you can see the condition that the grass is in.
From Norridge Park in Cedar Rapids to right in front of the fire station in Marion, we found several spots of brown grass. The lack of water turns it that color, and with the lack of rain here in the corridor, firefighters worry about the potential for grass fires.
Conditions are right and ripe right now that a grass fire could very easily start.
And because of that, Marion Brush 1 is always ready.
When we get on scene, we'll dump out these brush beaters at the entrance to the field. We'll also, if we have time, we'll stop and fill the water packs.
However, firefighters say brush and grass fires can easily be avoided if we all just pay attention to what we do on a hot summer day like this one. And one other thing to take note of is if there is a drought warning issued, you should understand what your local county control burn policy is. A good time is on track for fans this week as part of the Railroad Convention. This is part of the convention showcasing the state's railways and the rich history behind them. Folks gathered at the Clarion Hotel to register for the convention today. They say there's a lot of reasons to come to the event.
I've always wanted to see the Threshers deal down at Mount Pleasant. And I like Iowa corn and beans. Hey, you walk through here and drive through here and I know what I'm looking at.
The National Railway Historical Society's mission is to keep alive the history of the railroad as it once was in the United States. A herd of tiny horses gallop out of Cedar Rapids tonight, not something you see every day. More than 170 miniature horses jumped, raced, and walked for judges this weekend at Kirkwood College's Equestrian Center. They were led by folks from all over the Midwest, even as far away as Oklahoma. Enthusiasts say many horses are ideal for people who love horses but can't handle the power of large breeds. And the ones at today's show are extra special.
A lot of these horses that are placing in the top 3 or 4 here will be in the top 10s in the nationals for horses that are coming from all over the United States. So it's a good representation of the breed.
And the national competition for miniature horses will be held in September. Dads in Cedar Rapids got special treatment today, even at the pools. Any dad that wanted to beat the heat could dive in for cheap. Fathers that brought their kids to swim at any public pool in town got in for just $1. As you can see, with warm temps today, families were taking advantage of that. Dads weren't the only ones swimming this weekend. Get a look at this one. One corridor family found a beaver taking a dip in their pond and eating their water lilies. Here's a picture of that little rascal looking guilty after he was caught red-handed. Ted Smith sent us this photo, and he says they relocated the beaver away from their land. Now, if you see news happen like Ted did at his home or around town, see it, shoot it, and send it because we want it. We've received lots of new pictures this weekend. Look for the link to see it, shoot it, send it on our website, kgan.com, or you can email your shots to pics@kgan.com. We'll post them to our website, and we might even use them on the air. An eastern Iowa man dies after his car crashes into a machine shed. State Patrol officers say 41-year-old Scott Mullen of West Liberty lost control of his car just south of the Interstate 80 near Moscow. Mullen entered the ditch where his truck smashed into the shed. He was not wearing a seatbelt and died at the scene. Another Iowa car crash closes down the Mason City Goodwill store. Police say a woman drove her car nearly 2 feet into the front of the building, and the crash caused more than $5,000 worth of damage, forcing the store to shut its doors for the rest of the evening. No one was injured in that accident, but employees had to spend their afternoon picking up. As many Iowans spent the day with their dads, some took the time to remember fathers, brothers, and sons lost in Vietnam. The Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall stopped in Washington, Iowa this weekend. For some, a lesson in history. For others, a chance to heal deep wounds. Sadie Hughes reports.
A chance to reflect, to remember.
It's an honor every time I come here.
Here isn't a set place and time.
My youngest brother is on panel 19.
Because the memory of Roger Frank's brother travels with this wall to all who visit it.
In a way, we're bringing them home, and we're giving relatives that would never be able to see their names on the wall. They can come here and see them.
Frank started helping with this replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial because he understands what it means to visitors.
They call this the healing wall, and people, it does people a lot of good.
Betty Bean says the memories of a cousin she lost come alive here.
Just memories of childhood memories of him growing up and spending a lot of time together.
Those moments are shared with the next generation as they too begin to understand the sacrifices this wall symbolizes for our nation.
In a lot of ways, this is a cemetery, and for many of our veterans, it's their one chance to commune with their buddies that they've lost.
By taking a seat, leaving tributes, and touching something tangible, these visitors are able to once again feel close to the loved ones that left them many years ago.
I think he'd be very proud.
Sadie Hughes reporting tonight. One of the traveling walls will be back in Iowa later this year. That wall is expected in Dubuque in October. Well, he was the man who called for peace. Coming up next on the News at 10, what took the life of Rodney King and how the man at the center of the Los Angeles riots wanted to be remembered. Plus, stage collapse, where a stage fell before a concert and the man killed in that accident.